Shevuos Perek Shevuos Shtayim, Daf Ches, sponsored Refuah Shlema for Chava Bas Michal Chana. The Mishnah states, one who initially was aware of his tamei status and subsequently forgot, entered the temple or ate sacrificial food referred to as Tumas Migdash Ukedashav, the Yom Kippur he-goat whose blood service is in the inner sanctuary, atones. The verse supporting this law is V'chiper al HaKodesh mitumos b'nei Yisrael. However, the verse does not state the nature of the tumah. Initially, a brisa applied it to three prohibitions referred to as tumah: idolatry, immorality, and murder, either violated intentionally without a warning or inadvertently without knowledge, but concluded it refers to Tumas Migdash Ukedashav. Rabbi Yehuda derives it by a hermeneutical rule, binyan av. The verse states, mitumos b'nei Yisrael, indicating this atonement applies to a certain tumah. Tumas Migdash Ukedashav is an exceptional case. Despite it being a kares violation, a carbon olav yored is brought rather than the common chatas kavua. Therefore, the Chachamim applied a binyan av, associating the sir hanase bifnim with Tumas Migdash Ukedashav. Question: perhaps the tumah of idolatry is exceptional. Only a she-goat can be brought for an inadvertent violation, as opposed to other kares violations, a she-goat or a ewe. The answer: Rav Kahana dismisses this comparison because the atonement of the inner he-goat is a leniency, not costing the transgressor, similar to a variable offering costing less than a common sin offering, whereas limiting a sacrifice to one animal is a stringency. Question: perhaps it refers to yoledes, a woman after childbirth, who also brings at the end of 40 days for the birth of a boy or 80 days for the birth of a girl, a variable offering. If Yom Kippur came before the end of either period of Tumah, she would be exempt from a sacrifice. The answer: the verse of Sir HaNase Bifnim states, L'chol Chatosam, indicating it comes to atone for a sin that resulted from being Tameh. The Yoledis brings her offering to permit her to eat sacrificial food, not to atone for a sin. Even according to Rabbi Shimon, who holds her sacrifice is a sin offering for swearing future cohabitation with her husband during labor, he holds Tumas Migdash Ukedashav is derived from its context, V'chiper al HaKodesh. The Gemara asks and answers similarly for a Metzora, even according to Reb Shmuel Bar Nachmani, who holds that the tzaras as a punishment for 7 sins, the suffering of the disease and isolation atones. The sacrifice permits his re-entry to society. Question: perhaps the Sir HaNase Bifnim atones for a Nazir Tameh, who despite his financial standing is required only birds for his Ola and Chatas. The answer: his sacrifice does not atone. It separates his old count from his new count. Even Rabbi Elazar HaKapor, who holds his offering is for a sin of depriving himself wine, agrees with Rabbi Shimon. Its context indicates. Question: why does Rabbi Yehuda reject Rabbi Shimon's proof from its context? The answer: B'chiper al HaKodesh teaches the same blood service performed in the Kodesh Kodashim, 1 sprinkle upward and 7 downward, must be performed in the Kodesh. And V'chein Yaseh teaches with the same blood, whereas Rabbi Shimon derives from V'chein Yaseh L'Oel Moed, the same blood service must be performed in the Kodesh with the same blood. Therefore, V'chiper al Kodesh is available to derive Tumas Migdash Ukedashav. The Gemara explains why it was necessary for the Mishnah to exclude the case of Yediyah B'tchila V'sof. It excludes when he discovers his Tumah transgression too close to Yom Kippur to bring his sin offering. Mipishayem L'chol Chatasam teaches it atones only for inadvertent sins similar to intentional sins, where the transgressor is unaware of his sin, whereas aware but cannot bring, Yom Kippur does not atone. Question: why not apply Sir HaNase Bifnim to the case of Ein Yediyah B'tchila V'yesh Yediyah Basof, No knowledge of his state of tumah in the beginning, only at the end, similar to mipishayim, a sin one never brings a sacrifice. Answer. The Gemara answers the additional l'chochatosam indicates it refers to a sin that ultimately results in a sacrifice. However, it only suspends, protects from Yisurim, but does not atone because it states l'chochatosam and not mechatosam. If you're enjoying Daf 5, please click on the link below, subscribe, and become a sponsor. Thank you.